They Cloned Tyrone, a movie starring the legendary Jamie Foxx, as well as the soon-to-be legendary John Boyega and Teyonah Parris. Directed by seemingly first-time director or first-time major director Juel Taylor.
He's a huge fan of Jordan Peele.
He's a huge fan of a lot of things. A lot of this movie took from several different blaxploitation films, and obviously from some even modern directors and some modern films.
Yeah, did you see where he pulls up and all of a sudden the recording style, I guess it happened a couple of different times, but the recording style went back to that like 1960s, 70s kind of like choppy recording style. It was very grainy. Yeah. You can kind of see the holes in the film every now and again kind of look. I like that. I like that type of. Tarantino did that in his Grindhouse films. I really like that type of visual. Yeah. It gives an effect. I had trouble determining what time period we were in while I was watching this movie.
Like that.
I was like,
it was very clearly modern
day, but then like the way they were talking let me know it was today. But the costumes, the setups, like just some of the interactions, it began to get very hard. I was like, is this a movie about time travel? Are we like going back and forth in time? He kind of kept you off your kilter a little bit with that.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty dope. Like very clearly, Teyonah Parris' character was like a Pam Grier type character, as well as Jamie Foxx's character was a pimp from a blaxploitation movie.
What's dude's name? Light skinned perm. Hey, look, man, your hoe chose me.
Goldie.
But
it was
there you go. It was like him mixed with Dolomite. That was Jamie Foxx's character.
Yeah, I got Dolomite too.
Him and Dolomite. Now see Tyler Perry. That's how you put a ridiculous wig on a character and make it work.
Yeah, are you talking about Jamie Foxx's wig?
Yes. Shit was ridiculous. The sideburns and all.
I really like what John Boyega did with the character. I feel like I seen like a little promo with him interviewing himself as the character. And you can really see how far John Boyega had to go to be like that character. Now, granted, he's not some suburban white guy.
Sure.
Right? So, I mean, I'm sure he can dial into somebody that he knows from his past.
He's a good method actor. He's a really good method actor. The kind of Rolodex of roles I've seen him take on already shows me that he's very flexible. He's very in-depth. He's probably really heavy into research when he's getting into these characters because they feel authentic. A lot of things that stick out when you do like modern day black films, you can tell how in tune the actual black people are into the creative process because it always comes through the dialogue. Always. It's the quickest way to tell whether or not somebody who's actually from there wrote this or had control over it, or if this was handheld by somebody outside the community. My opinion is that this was stewarded by somebody who actually came out of this experience because it sounded authentic. The interactions were authentic. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel... I mean, some of obviously the interactions between Teyonah and Jamie were over the top. They were meant to be. That was part of the performance. But just saying the normal, like them heading to the chicken spot, him, drizzling in some of the coke for the OG outside of the liquor store or whatever. That kind of stuff is genuine. You see that stuff every day. It felt like
authentic.
All right, yeah, it feels like somebody knows kind of what they're talking about, especially when we're talking about the mostly fictional place, right? Where is the Glen? That's not a place, right? So yeah, you just made it up and feels like it could be somewhere adjacent to where we are now.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that Brian Tyree Henry, aka Paperboy, was supposed to be this character.
That was a good choice,
and I feel like in this sort of surreal type of, sort of real, but not quite so real. He could kind of fit in that. However, I don't think that the chemistry between him and the other characters would have worked.
Boyega
so well.
was the right choice for this, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm glad they worked off of Hill and got to Boyega. He was the right choice for this. I think Hill's going to be on his way on another path through Hollywood from now on. I think he's kind of stamped his passport to Michael Rubin's White Partyville.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I think that's where he's headed.
Could be.
No disrespect. Best of luck on your way up, man.
Absolutely.
Burn that star, baby.
I also thought that, you had kind of mentioned Jordan Peele. I thought that the similarities between just a lot of different movies that I've seen, past and recent, were just glaring.
I'm looking at the similarity in storytelling. I'm looking at how they set up the plot, right? They kind of like through confusion lead you to where you need to be, and then somehow the story just kind of comes into view eventually. But through all the chaos and the excitement and the suspense, you begin to piece it together for yourself as an audience, as opposed to them hand-holding you. It's like, okay, this is the beginning of the movie. We're going to establish all the characters and show you their background. This is the middle of the movie where they meet a great conflict and everybody is distraught, and then they get to their lowest point. Here's the third act of the movie where they make a triumphant comeback and they defeat the enemy. End of movie. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
there were things that I didn't even see coming.
Yeah, for sure. So I see that a lot in Jordan Peele's storytelling. I definitely seen it here. Don't know if he knows Guy or if he would even appreciate it being compared to him. I'm just saying, objectively, thinking as a viewer, I seen a lot of things that I see in Jordan Peele's films in this, for sure.
I think they literally lifted a line from Undercover Brother.
Did
when Jamie Foxx realized that the chicken was mind control, he went, "The chicken!" And that's literally verbatim what they said in Undercover Brother when they found out that the chicken was mind control. I'm like, okay, all right.
It's in fucking chicken. The chicken.
All right.
No, the Undercover Brother reference was there. They also hate Bob Ross, apparently. Because every one of them dudes with a fro look like Bob Ross. They trying to tell us to look out for Bob Ross, sure.
Yikes. The 40 that he was drinking was Anaconda.
Yeah.
Which is from Black Dynamite.
That
was
that's funny.
Very interesting. So yeah, I mean they obviously lifted certain things from it, but I think it was just more of a homage to, certain flicks that are obviously in the same vein.
a lot of nods to different historical events like the Tuskegee experiments, the syphilis experiments and things of that nature that were conducted on, former vets and black communities and things of that nature. Yeah, just a lot of historical kind of tags in there too.
Yeah. Are we getting into more spoiler things now? Because there's a couple things that I wanted to
go ahead.
Directly refer to. So the one thing that actually literally caught me off guard, which I don't know why looking back, but like I just didn't see it coming, was the mom being a voice recording.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, that reveal came a little late in the game.
I would agree.
And once they began to like pull it out, I got it like right away.
I think that's why I don't know why I didn't catch it, but yeah.
I'm like, oh well, if he's a clone, then yeah, of course. You know, that can be.
Yeah, but that also goes hand in hand with my next thing is, so they went into the lab, and Fontaine and Slick Charles, and obviously Teyonah Parris' character, go into the lab, but it's only Fontaine and Slick Charles that see versions of themselves, and then they also see the pastor in the church. They don't see any black women.
Well, there were black women because when they were releasing the clones, there was black women walking around naked. So there were black women clones. But I think the point is that the leaders in whatever form that comes in, be it the drug pushers, the preacher man, the boss at the job, the pimp, the influencers, the movers and the shakers of society, those are them, are the best place to implant the clones because they're the most influential. They touch the most people.
That's where I was going with it because I just felt like that was interesting because a black woman was one of the main ones to help.
Well, I mean, but yeah, when they were releasing the clone bodies, there was definitely some naked women walking around there confused, couldn't talk.
Yeah.
So there was some in there, but it was they were trying to get influential people throughout the community, positive or negative, right? We want people who are going to get in maximum contact with people so we can get a maximum amount of data to collect to know how to better sell shit to them.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were trying to make a point with that.
I didn't need Keith Sutherland's whole history lesson either, fam. I know what would happen with the founding fathers and the Constitution and all that shit. Don't need it from you. I know you don't give a shit either. So don't. Oh, they gave us something we didn't know what to do with, so we had no choice but to experiment on you niggers. I mean, you as citizens. This is the best way to do it.
Kiefer Sutherland was interesting.
A 24 guy as the covert racist guy. That was out of nowhere. Yeah. Didn't expect to see Kiefer Sutherland. But also, more spoiler here, I thought it was a very interesting full circle to make the guy, right? The scientist that kind of spearheaded all of this, the source of Fontaine.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fucking dope. I thought that was a very interesting kind of full circle moment. Mm-hmm. And then again, it came at a time where you're not really expecting it.
That scene actually reminded me of The Matrix.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So when he was talking to the architect, there you go. Yes, the architect. The Oracle's husband.
Yes.
Yeah. Matrix. Yeah. First 3 Matrix, man, were just... And then...
I don't think I've seen the last one.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I have to see it for Yaya.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Yeah, no. So ultimately, I thought this was a really good movie. Very interesting. Would definitely watch it a second time.
Oh, for sure. And then, so the funniest thing is, right? So we're watching this. We got all the way to the credits, and I'm sitting here like, "Hey, yo, who the fuck is Tyrone?" And all of a sudden, here go a brand new version of Homeboy and Cali, and that is Tyrone. So I'm thinking that'll probably be the start of the sequel if they make one.
Yeah,
it'll be right there. He's Tyrone.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
And then they had Erykah Badu.
Tyrone. Apparently, she did that at a performance that Boyega was at.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. She remade it for They Cloned Tyrone, which I thought was pretty funny.
That's dope.
But yeah, no. Like I said, I would definitely watch that movie again. I would definitely watch any kind of sequels. That movie could have been in the theaters.
I think so. I think Netflix, their studio is going to struggle with that because literally their lifeblood is that streaming service. So doing anything that's going to adversely affect their ability to push it there, I think is kind of it's a double-edged sword, right? However much success they have in the theater will ultimately pull from what they could possibly maximize by getting people to subscribe to Netflix for. Right, it doesn't necessarily have the same effect as like, all right, well, we got a couple Paramount movies, a couple Universal movies that people didn't see in the theater. We know what our maximum level of engagement is for those movies and what we can expect to bring in subscriber wise. But it's also not to the same degree that you would be introducing that product to a brand new audience for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's kind of already coming in at a diminished level. So now if you add to the fact that it's your studio that's making it, I feel like it's kind of even more of a diminished to be like, all right, cool, we're going to release it in the theaters, not release it on Netflix, then double back and release it exclusively on Netflix and try to bring in a new at-home only crowd. You're kind of dealing with smaller pieces of the pie at each spot.
Yeah.
So Netflix in the theaters is going to be a steep uphill battle in terms of having the big numbers like the other studios. Now, if they're satisfied with putting in a couple $100 million and maybe profiting $50 million every now and again on their Netflix films, and that's something that they could do. But I don't see like Disney, DC level, disappointment numbers. I don't see like 800,000, 700,000. Oh, for sure. They don't have that type of portfolio right now. They don't have the established IPs. Maybe they're getting there. We'll see.
We will see. And then one more time, shout out to Juel Taylor, who, like I said, this is like his first major.
Nice, solid at bat, man. This is a solid at bat.
So I'll definitely be looking for things coming out of him.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Rating?
7.5.
That's what I was thinking. 7.5.
7.5. Solid movie, above average.
Yes, absolutely. And would recommend it to anybody who wants to see it.
Let us know what you think about it when you do. Come back here, like, share, and subscribe. Give us your thoughts in the comments below.
Go ahead and check out Guardians, our Guardians review. And then obviously make sure you subscribe. Anytime we see any movies like this that need to be reviewed, we will make sure we go ahead and do that for you.